So you're looking to come to Maldives and you don't know how to plan this trip. Honestly, it's not uncommon. It's very, very hard to plan a Maldives trip, especially if you're going to a local island. So Maldives is actually two countries in one. There are two types of holidays you can have here. The resort holidays, which we'll talk about first. I would recommend checking on agoda.com or booking.com, and then from there you can book your resort. There's a few options when it comes to food. So you can get bed and breakfast. In that case, your breakfast will be covered, but you will buy your lunch and dinner as well as your drinks. Half board also includes your dinner. Full board includes all three meals, and all-inclusive means you will get the drinks as well. But you need to get the list of drinks that are actually included. Email them. Also check the price of transfers. Mostly it's speedboats or a combination of domestic flight and speedboat or a seaplane. So a seaplane transfer could cost as much as, $400 to $700 per person per way. That is all when it comes to booking a resort holiday. You're here, everything's taken care of. Voila! Maldives has one of the easiest and most liberal visa regimes in the entire world. No one needs a visa, everyone gets it on arrival. Super easy! Now, the second option, which is a lot more fun, is going to local islands. Out of about roughly 1,200, there's roughly 100 or so, a bit more than 100 that are inhabited. So there's still some islands that are uninhabited. A lot of them are private and you won't be able to go to them, but the point is to go to local islands. The way you plan this trip is a bit different. So usually it goes from, looking at places to go, transfers, hotels. This is different. You need to start with the island and the hotel. So if you check the link in the description, there's a fairly good selection of islands you can go to. I have been to a few. You will see the pros and cons of those places. What you need to do is contact the hotel that you want to stay in and then basically talk to them about arranging your transfer. It could be Dhoni, which is public transport, fairly slow, very slow actually, but very cheap. The second option is booking the speedboat. Now this one can be a private boat or it could be the ferry that runs, the fast ferry that runs. All islands have at least one boat that runs every day. And by the way, check that Dhoni does not work on Fridays. A lot of stuff just doesn't work on Fridays in Maldives. Third option is domestic flights, and that is basically quite complicated because if you book it, you'll probably get it expensive. So speak to the hotel, they will arrange it. The locals somehow get it like 1/3 the price I've been seeing. I don't get the logic behind it, but yeah, that's how you do it. And the fourth option is no, it's not really an option. If you want to go to a local island, seaplanes aren't really a thing. You can still do it, but it's not, wouldn't recommend it. You get to Malé, speak to your hotel, you arrange all of that in advance, and then you get to the local island. But then if you want to do a few of them, it is further complication because what you need to do is speak to the second hotel on the second island and see how that can be arranged. Most probably you will have to go back to Malé and get transferred again. Unless you're going within the atoll, then it's quite easy to get transferred. There are a few pros and cons. If you come to a resort, it's not really Maldivian culture. It's just a fancy place. If you want to just spend your holiday like that, sure, why not? If you want to see the local culture, there are a few things you must know. There's no alcohol on the the local islands. Please don't bring any with you. There's no pork in the country at all. I don't think it's even available on the resorts. The third thing is you can't go topless or wear a bikini around the islands, the local islands. But it's honestly not a problem because most of the islands, best beach is actually like usually the one facing the sunset is reserved as a bikini beach, and this is the beach you can go topless for guys, like just wearing shorts, or bikini for women. You can't go topless for women on local islands at all. Guest houses and food options are fairly limited on local islands, but most hotels have their own kitchens that they run. Food is fairly basic, but good and delicious. And there's tons of activities you can do on the local islands. The biggest selling point is how cheap the local islands are. The culture is a plus point. Honestly, the beaches, everything kind of remains the same. So I've been staying on a few local islands and the resorts are just there. So we're literally sharing everything, and the same excursion, if you do it from a resort, is going to cost you a lot more. And they even charge you for renting the equipment, the snorkeling gear, etc., etc. So my advice to you would be, if you're coming to Maldives, be it your honeymoon, or if you want to do like adventure, if you want to do snorkeling, or if you want to like go scuba diving or learn swimming, I'm doing just that right now in Maldives. I would recommend doing a mix of local islands and a resort at the end, because then you can, all the fun and all the basic stuff that you can get, and then you can have total relaxation at a resort at the end, and they will arrange everything for you to get back to Malé for your flight back to your own country. I hope this guide helped you. If you have any more questions, please feel free to ask me. Otherwise, check the link in description. You will find everything that you need in there, including a huge selection of islands you can go to. I won't give you an itinerary because it depends what you want. A lot of the islands are very different from each other. If you want to go like see manta rays, you need to go to the Ba Atoll. If you want, swim with sharks, it's Follado. If you want to have a scuba dive with tiger sharks, you will have to go to Formula. It's very, very different. So you'll find all the information below. Do like, subscribe, and comment, and let me know how you find this. And do check out my other videos from Maldives to get more details and inspiration. And I'll see you guys next time. I would recommend you check my Maldives country guide because there's a lot of really useful information and tips in there. So click the link above and check out the video now. This is Brown Boy Travels. Let me know what you think of the video in the comment section. If I've missed something, please let me know. Also, give me some suggestions about your country. I will see you in the next video. Until then, you have an amazing day ahead. Mwah.